Kia ora, nau mai ki te whare. Welcome to the House, ko Louis Collins aho. Following question time today in Parliament, the House came to the debate on the report of the Privileges Committee regarding the haka performed by various MPs during the vote on the first reading of the Principles of Treaty of Waitangi Bill. Today's highly anticipated debate, to the surprise of the opposition, only lasted for about 25 minutes before it was cut short by the Leader of the House, Chris Bishop, in the form of an adjournment motion. During those 25 minutes, the House heard first from Privileges Committee Chair, National's Judith Collins.
It is not about haka. It is not about tikanga. It is not about the Treaty of Waitangi. It is about following the rules of Parliament that we are all obliged to follow and that we all pledge to follow. It does not matter our gender, our ethnicity or our beliefs. In this House, we are all simply members of Parliament, and like any institution, it has rules. Standing orders already include severe penalties for people who break the rules without the requirement to even go to the Privileges Committee. Make no mistake, this was a very serious incident, the likes of which I have never before seen in my 23 years in this debating chamber. I am a robust debater, as many of you will know, but I follow the rules of this institution and I am a proud member of it, and I appreciate and accept that my views are not those of all in this House. And that is why we are the House of Representatives. We cannot bring this House into disrepute by ignoring those rules, especially if the results in other members being intimidated. And that is exactly what happened on November 14, 2024.
First to respond to Collins was the Leader of the Opposition, Chris Hipkins. Hipkins began his speech with a proposed amendment to the punishments the committee recommended in its report.
Mr. Speaker, this is a serious matter. Deliberately disrupting the business of the House is serious. Interrupting a vote of Parliament is serious. And I would say to the Māori Party that when you interrupt a vote of the House, you're not just interrupting the votes of those who are voting in favour, you're interrupting the votes of those who are voting against something as well. And all members of the House deserve to have their votes recorded, and when members deliberately disrupt the House, there should be some sanction for doing so. Mr. Speaker, it is never okay to intimidate another member of the House, but the sanction being proposed by the Parliamentary Privileges Committee is totally out of line with existing parliamentary practice and is disproportionate to the allegations that have been posed. Mr. Speaker, let's be clear about what the Māori Party are not being sanctioned for. They are not being sanctioned for doing a haka, because haka have been performed in this House and that is acceptable. They are also not being sanctioned for refusing to appear before the Privileges Committee, because that is completely legitimate as well. No one is obliged to appear before the Privileges Committee, and the Māori Party chose not to, and that is their right, and they should not be sanctioned for that. They are being sanctioned because they broke the rules of the House, they behaved in a disorderly manner, they interrupted a vote of the Parliament, and there should be a sanction for that. But we have never seen a sanction of this nature in New Zealand's history before. We've had members undertaking fist fights in the lobbies, and they were not suspended at all. We've had members driving tractors and Land Rovers up the front steps of Parliament, and they were not sanctioned. We have had a recent case where a member left their chair, walked to the other side of the House, stood over a member, thumped the table, and they were not sanctioned by the House. We've had a recent instance in this term of Parliament where a member was prevented from leaving a select committee because another member was standing over them, and they were not sanctioned by this House. And yet, Mr. Speaker, we seem to have gone from a situation where members were not sanctioned to one where a 21-day sanction, the harshest by a factor of 7, is being applied to these members. It is disproportionate. A sanction is appropriate. This level of sanction simply is not.
The government's decision to adjourn the debate until after Thursday's budget was explained by Bishop as a way of allowing Te Pāti Māori members to participate in what is one of the paramount opportunities for opposition parties to hold the government to account.
given the centrality of the budget process to Parliament, it would be appropriate for the Te Pāti Māori members who may or may not be suspended following the conclusion of the consideration of the substantive motion to participate in the budget. There is no more important role for Parliament than scrutinising and debating the budget. It is a confidence motion by definition in the government. The government cannot govern without the approval of the Parliament. Constitutionally, it is right that they participate, so we are moving to adjourn the debate so that this week can focus rightly on the budget and the details of it, rather than this issue, which has occupied far too much of Parliament's time already.
E te whakanoa koe ki te whare. You've been listening to The House, a program made with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk. Mātua.